Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry, I am 7 minutes late. I've switched my phone off. I've not prepared anything for this live because I spent the morning, everything that could go wrong. Is it Friday the 13th today? I'm waiting for Ali Pallies to join me. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong this morning. And the world and his wife are probably going to want to call me back. And I have been trying to call people and not been able to get through. So I've switched off my phone and put it on Do Not Disturb. Hello, Rachel. Do you ever get that? Oh, your call's important, you're on hold, and then you finally get through, and then it just cuts off. They're all on their lunch break, and I thought, you're not ringing me back during my live. I'm having a rant, Rachel. Sorry, you've caught me mid-rant. Nothing has gone right this morning. Nothing. So I've switched off my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hello, Robin. And I've been trying to set up my prescriptions so that I don't have to go out. They'll be delivered to your home address. And as usual, these companies, they promise you the world. They make it sound so easy. Hello there, Robin. Hello. And hello, Rachel. They make it sound so easy. We will set it all up for you. We will do this. We will do that. And when you go to set it up, oh, we need this code. The surgery says. So I try and ring the other company back. And they go, oh, never been asked for that before. I don't know what they're talking about. I'll get someone to call you back. In the meantime, I Google it and find it in 2 seconds. 2 seconds. But you can't email them because they haven't got an email address. You've got to call them and be put on hold for 5 minutes while they tell you that their call centre's really busy at the moment, even though when you finally get through, it just cuts you off. So they're not really busy. They're all at lunch. And breathe. So I've had all that trying to set up, and this is to make sure I get my prescriptions delivered to my house because I can no longer drive 3 times to Boots because they haven't got something in and they didn't tell me and whatever. It used to be a drive-through pharmacy that I had. Believe it or not, it was a drive-through, and that's why I chose them, because I didn't even have to get out my car. I could drive through, pick up my prescriptions. The last 3 months I've gone and it says, sorry, we haven't got enough staff to do the drive-through. So I had to find a bay, park up, get out, get into a queue. And I thought, I'm not doing this anymore. Hello, Asian Delight. So sorry about my rant. So there was that this morning, trying to organise a supposedly stress-free way of getting your prescriptions delivered to your door, except it's been anything but stress-free. We will liaise with your GP, except they don't. They get you to do it. Hello, Miss Noodle. And then another I'd ordered something, a piece of clothing, and it said, this has been cancelled due to an invalid shipping address. Even though I've ordered 1 million times from this company, Kit Me Out, and using the same payment methods. So there's no difference there. So that went wrong. My prescriptions went wrong. Everything has gone wrong this morning, and it's not even Friday the 13th. So all that is my long-winded way of telling you, I haven't got a clue what I'm about to do. But guess what I did get? I've been getting a few more Made by Mitchell orders, and I had a couple of them read out on the live. One of them, that was the other thing. I was getting my car service this morning, and I had to pick up a courtesy car and make sure that it was big enough to get my scooter in and that someone could lift it in for me. Right, anyway, that's all my stress. Let's wash my stress away, right? Wash my stress away. And during that, of course, Mitchell reads out my order on the live. In the 5 minutes I'm out, getting my courtesy car. He reads it out. My sister texted me, he's reading out your live. He's reading out your order. Anyway, I've ordered another couple of things with him, but I did get the bronze book. Nina, look, the bronze book. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do another Made by Mitchell because I've got so much stuff by him. Does anyone mind if I do? Why do they read it out? Because it's just, well, sometimes they read it out and you're in a competition. Sometimes he adds free gifts. If Nina was watching it, Nina, were you watching this morning? Because I ordered the 3 set of the All Budge No Smudge liners. You know, the colourful ones. I got this in a kit, and I wanted to know which ones he put in the bag for me. Sometimes when you're ordering the mystery, he tells you. Oh, you had a lay-in. Okay, I'll let you off. But I thought I might use some of this on my eyes because it's very good to use on the eyes. And this one, which is called Mushroom, has been very popular. Now, I thought that this would be a transition shade, but it's actually more like a face powder shade on me. The one that I really like, my favourite one on here, and I've only swatched this so far, is this one called Golden Gal, because it's a neutral brown shade, but it's got the most subtle, you can't even see it when I'm swatching at you, but it's got the tiniest, most subtlest gold sparkle running through it. But it's so fine, you might just be able to see it, that I thought I've got to try that as a bronzer. Yes, loads of people use it. I thought it was a transition shade, but actually, I think maybe Ginger Biscuit's going to be more of a transition shade. Or maybe a powder for darker skins. But anyway, I thought I'd try and use that, and I'd use the blush book. And maybe I can do a look using the blush book and the bronze book today. Does anyone mind if I do another Made by Mitchell? You use Ginger Biscuit a lot with a tiny hint of truffle. Ah. This is the other one. So I thought maybe I'll do some brown and purples. I did get the Elton John lipstick in the end. Oh, you know what? I left it upstairs. I left it upstairs. Do you know what? I'm going to struggle. But you'll see how much I struggle. I've got to go upstairs and get it. All right? Do you mind if for 5 minutes we go upstairs to my bedroom and I get it? And please shut your eyes because my bedroom's a mess. And I'm really going to struggle here, but I want to show you this lipstick. Now, Charlotte Tilbury, I love the shade. I love the shade. I'm probably not in Charlotte Tilbury's good books at the moment after my video last week. But I'm sorry, I meant every word of it. And it wasn't meant to be spiteful. It was meant to bring about change. So if they don't, they've ignored it so far, which is a shame. But as I said, it wasn't meant to be spiteful. But you know what? I've got a mouth on me when I feel passionate about something. And it's one of the reasons I never made it to senior management in the NHS, because I never kowtowed and just said the nice things. No, it's okay. I'm going to... No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to do it. You can see my struggle, but I want to show it you anyway. If you don't mind for a minute while we chat. Yeah, when I was in the NHS, I was the person, the chief executive was coming to do a walk around one day. I'll give you an example. Hi, Rebecca. I was just saying how I've got a bit of a mouth on me when I feel passionate about something. By the way, I've got 2 handrails here and I'm leaning. Yeah, so the chief executive was coming onto the unit and everybody's like, oh, the chief executive, be on your best behaviour. And when she arrived, we'd been going on for years about the lift up to the unit. Now, of course, I needed the lift for myself, but also we had some very sick patients that needed the lift, and it was really bad, the lift. It was like, it wasn't a passenger lift. It was like a goods lift. Yeah? So people had been reporting it. Nothing had been done. So I showed the chief executive round and, was all on my best behaviour. And I said, before you go, I said, can you come down with me? Right? I said, and she got out and I said, no, get in the lift with me. Please get in the lift. Right? And I could see everybody like, oh, God. So, no, please, could you get in the lift with me? She said, oh, yes, certainly, Alison. And I said, I want you to see how bad this lift is. Right? She said, oh, it doesn't seem that bad. And then it went boom, like that. And it feels like the lift is going to crash. And I made her get in this lift. And I said, do you see the impression that this gives to the outside world when this is the lift that goes up to a patient ward and you've got a nice plush lift with a speaker and carpets going up to human resources? What impression do you think that gives about the trust, that they care more about their human resources staff than they do about their patients? And that's why I never ended up getting promoted, because I've got a mouth on me, and if I believe in something, I really don't care whether it makes me popular or not. Because I believe in it. So I'm doing this very slow walk up to my bedroom to get my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick and have a chat with you all. So here it is. And actually, while I'm up here, there's something else I can take down as well, which is my Made by Mitchell mascara, so that I can show you that, ladies. Now, I've got a very interesting way of going downstairs, by the way. A very interesting way indeed. I'm holding on to things as we speak, don't worry. I will make sure I don't fall. Your mother wants you to order more. So what is this? Oh, this is called Ready for... Yes, I see. I might not say the name because I might get my adverts taken off. Hang on, let me just see if I can show it you. You'll have to read it back to front. Right, bear with me, ladies, because I'm about to put my phone... You're going to see my ceiling. Right. This is how I get down the stairs. I do a bottom shuffle. I do the first 2 steps. And then I do a bottom shuffle. Down we go. By the way, this is how I walked for the first 3.5 years of my life. I didn't learn to walk until I was 3.5. And apparently I never crawled. I bottom shuffled. And I used to wear out my nappies with the friction on the carpet. So yeah, I'm having a bit of a chat. But I'm glad because now I can show you the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. And you can see a day in the life of Ali M's Beauty, how she gets up and down the stairs and how long it takes her. I'm looking at your comments and I'm thinking, ready for crust? Oh yes. No, it's not crust, but it rhymes with crust. Now, one thing I'll tell you, I love the shade. While we're going back, I love the shade. I only got the dark one. I didn't get the other one. And the reason I didn't get the other one is when I looked at the swatch online, I thought, it's another 50 Shades of Elastoplast. And I don't want another 50 Shades of Elastoplast. So I only got the dark one, because you know I like a dark lipstick. The only thing is, looks beautiful on, but I just wondered if anyone else had found this. It's got... My one feels gritty, like there's very fine sand in it. Has anyone else noticed that? That's bought this lipstick? Because I don't know if it's just mine, but it feels gritty. Has anyone else noticed that that's bought these lipsticks? Yes. Oh, is it Blue Sparkles? Oh. It's blue glitter. Thank you, Rebecca. I didn't even know. That's why. I didn't even know there was blue glitter in it. I didn't... Can you see on the top? I mean, you can see it now, but when you're looking at it, I just thought it was gritty, like sand. Anyway, I'll put it on so you can see it. Oh, I see. It gives it a slight metallic. I just didn't even notice that. My spidey senses must be getting poor these days. So that is ready for gust. Rhymes with gust. But a bit more risque than that. Ready for gust. Ah, right. You have to swatch it and take it in the sun to see it. All right. Because you can't see it on the lips. But you can see a slight blue reflect. Now you come to mention it. Yeah, I can... Now I'm looking for it. I spotted it. But it's a lovely colour. And you know me, it's my kind of colour. I'm not one of your subtle dude lipsticks. Rhymes with dude anyway. Have to be so careful these days. Because we're being run by computers, you know, and algorithms pick something up. But they're not clever enough to put what you say into context. Now, if I do that, I can see it now. If I just spread it out on my hands, you can start to see it. Oh, okay. Yes, please. Haven't seen the sun for days. Gusty dudes. Yes. Gusty dudes. Right, so let's do a look. I'm going to just throw together another look using Made by Mitchell and leaving this lipstick on, if that's all right with you guys. But I'm also going to use, rather than mixing up my own foundation, which is going to take me a while, I am going to just use my Doll 10 because I love it. See, now I'm looking out for all your comments today and you're all chatting to one another. I think you got used to me going off on a tangent and not looking at the comments very often. So I'm now putting on the Doll 10 primer. So I've made another couple of orders with Made by Mitchell. I've got some of his liners coming. I've got a large version of the blush that's in my blush book because it's lilac. Is Doll 10 for normal skin? Yeah, they've got different foundations. So the one I got is called TCE. And TCE stands for This Covers Everything. And it's great if you've got hyperpigmentation because it is very full coverage. But the great thing about it is, even though it's very full coverage, it doesn't look very full coverage. It doesn't look like you've caked it on. It just covers everything. And they had somebody on who literally had got one of those raspberry hemangiomas. You see, I can remember the Latin medical term for it, but I'm so word blind, I can't remember the normal word for it. Birthmark. How weird is that? I could remember hemangioma before I could remember birthmark. That's how weird my brain is. Right. Hemangioma is the medical term for a birthmark. That's because I was brought up bilingual. I always say it. When I was young, I spoke 2 languages, English and medical Latin. I was surrounded by doctors that talked about everything in medical Latin. And when Jack was born, he had an hemangioma on his leg and it looked very angry and they were a bit worried, so they referred him to get it checked. Ciao. So, yeah, no, so you asked about, is it good? Now, I would say this is a good all-rounder for any type of skin, the TCE. But if you don't want full coverage, then check out their other ones because they do some that are lighter coverage. But as you can see, it doesn't look cakey, even though it's really full coverage. So I'm just in love with this foundation. And ever since I bought it, it's the one I always reach for. More than any other foundation that I've got. With the possible exception of my La Prairie, which is just as good, but I don't tend to use it on my channel because it's so expensive. I like to use products that I can recommend to people, and really it's one of those foundations, the other one, that you get for a very special occasion because it's stupidly expensive. And I tried it out once in order to prove that money didn't necessarily buy you the best. And I'm afraid it does, because it's great. But I would say this is on par with it, this foundation, and it's a lot cheaper. The finish is beautiful. I'm just going to put now, I haven't put any of my colour corrector on, but I'm just going to put on, with my fingers, I'm going to put on my Doll 10 concealer and just swipe a bit down the middle of my face. By the way, I've taken my gels off, and this is a new shade by, it doesn't look very good in this light. It's actually a beautiful chocolate brown, shimmery chocolate brown, but it looks almost black in this light. But this is one of the new shades for Christmas from OPI. I can't remember what it's called, but if anyone wants to know, just ask me in the description, because I know somebody did the other week when I showed off a nail varnish. I took them off myself. I was going to get them removed, the gel polish myself, but I took them off myself, and I've been applying this new serum by OPI, which is about £26, but boy, does it work. And you paint it on your nails and it really strengthens them up. You can almost see it instantly sink into the nails. And the nails that were about to crack as soon as I took my gels off just immediately strengthened. It's marvellous stuff. Thank you. They haven't always been beautiful. They go through phases. And when they're nice and long, I love painting them. But hopefully now I'm using this serum, and I'm also using the other thing that you paint on over your nail polish to strengthen them up, which has been out for some while. I'm going to have to put the details below. I think it's called Nail Envy, but this new serum is called something like Power something by OPI, and I'll put the details below afterwards. And it works. It really works. And it soaks into the nail, and it really strengthens your nails up. So I would say, even though it's expensive, it's possibly because my nails were really cracking, and it's kept them from cracking after having gels on for 2 months and removing them with 100% pure acetone that I was soaking for 20 minutes to get the gel off. So, you know, they were really put under stress. But it's not Nail Envy. I have got Nail Envy on, but it's also this new OPI nail serum called Power something. And it's in a black bottle, and it's £26. But I would recommend it if you've got nails that keep breaking off, because this has really made a difference. Thank you. It's not really. This is the foundation now. But thank you. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to put on the powder. So I didn't put the colour corrector on today. But I'm going to put on the powder, which is called Perfecting Finishing Powder. And it comes with a brush. When you buy anything from Doll 10 on QVC, you get a matching brush. This gives me a little bit of colour. It's just slightly too dark as a powder, but let me just show you what I'll do under my eyes, because I really don't want to put something that's a little bit too dark under my eyes. I will put Mushroom, which is the shade that's in the Bronze Book Made by Mitchell. So, I want one of my, if I can find it, one of my brushes. one of these, which is the setting brush by Real Techniques. And I'm going to dip that into this one here. This is part of the bronze book, but it's called Mushroom. And people, as Nina said, yours are brittle. Well, I would definitely give it a try. I mean, different nails are different, but mine were really, they just cracked all the time. And it's really made a difference. Now, I'm just dipping into this Mushroom Bloom, tapping off the excess, and using that as a face powder under my eyes. Look at that. So I haven't actually explored this on my face. I've been swatching it, but I haven't put it on my face. So I'm going to experiment with it live on here. And I'm just putting some where I want it to be a bit lighter. And in the middle of my forehead. So there you go, that's Mushroom. Now you can get a bigger size of that if you want to use that as a powder. And he has some good offers on. Now, I am going to, I just got to try this one. I've been desperate to try this one because it's my favourite looking one. It's called Golden Gal. And I want to try that as a bronzer. Yeah, I think it's more of a bronzer because of the golden fleck in it. Now, it picks up a lot on the brush. So make sure you tap off your brush. Because it definitely picks up a lot. Oh, I knew that was going to be nice. And it's what I like about this shade is it's not too orangey. It's actually quite a neutral shade. So it doesn't scream, I've got loads of bronzer on. Especially, you know, us ladies in the UK putting bronzer on when there's no sun out. Like in the summer, you can get away with a bit more of a warm bronzer because you're out in the sun, so it could actually be not makeup. But I think you need to kind of make it a bit more neutral when the sun's not out, but still warm up your face. And I love that. Now, this one here is really, really dark, but I'm going to try it as a contour because it's dark and it's also quite cool toned. And again, one thing I've noticed is it does pick up a lot of product. Now, I've put that on with this setting brush, which probably wasn't the best brush to put it on with, but I'm just going to blend it out with the bigger brush. Suck in the cheeks and follow the hollow. Now, who is getting Victoria Beckham's new eyeliner? I'm not even going to dip that back in. She's bought out a new one today. Or at least I got the notification today. Called, I think it's called Cappuccino. It's a beautiful golden bronzy eyeliner. And I love Victoria Beckham's eyeliners. I think I've got all of them, apart from this new one. Now, let me just try. I'm going to have to be really just pick up the slightest odd bit here and go in really gently. And then, now a classic mistake people make when they're shaping their nose. The reason I say to pinch your nose when you're blending it in is if you take the shade down too low, it just doesn't look like it doesn't slim your nose anymore. Because the shades needs to stop here. And you'll see, like, if I do this, if I take this lighter shade, Mushroom Bloom, if I put this underneath, it just actually shapes the nose. If you take the brown too low down, if you just put it each side and then start blending it down, it won't work. It won't look like it's shaped your nose. It's to do with how shadows work. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of, let's try the one that Nina mentioned. Yes, cinnamon. I'm going to take ginger biscuit and I'm going to use that in the socket. You know, I'm kind of thinking I need something a bit gold. It is. It's not too orange again. And then I'm going to take that golden garlic. No, I'm not. I'm going to do Ready or Not. A tiny bit of Ready or Not. And put it in the outer corner. Yeah, that one has got a bit more red in it. And it kind of goes with the top that I'm wearing. It's actually a two-piece that I've got on. See how it's just adding a bit of shape to my eyes? But I definitely feel like I need something. I'm going to pull out one of his eyeshadow. I get confused between the Gleams and the different, I think they're called Gleams, because they're my favourite product. And I'm going to see if I can mix something a bit golden. Does it smell? Does it, what, this? Do you mean the bronze book? Good luck, sis, for your appointment. The glaze, right, thank you. Gleams are matte and the glazes are shiny. It's the glazes I like. I'm going to pull out a glaze. Good luck for your appointment, sis. Right, I have my Made by Mitchell all in my case here. I keep doing it up instead of undoing it. I'm undoing the wrong bit of the zip. Aha, now we're in. We're in. Right, let's find something a bit golden. I think I know just the thing. And I hear he's bringing out another book, so it sounds like it's probably going to be a highlighter. Yes, so we got Peach Dusk. That's probably the nearest thing I've got to a gold. Because I think I've got quite a few blues and I've got silver. I've got green, I think. I've got all the colours, but I don't think I've got that many that you can use as golds. Let's have a look. No, I've got this sort of yellowy green signature colour. Yeah, blue. I think these are all blue. Let me just check. Blue. Oh, what's that one? Oh, Light It Up. We might try that one. Light It Up, maybe. That's another blue. Oh, I've just ordered something I've already got. I ordered Ocean Eyes this morning and I've already got it. Right. Now, these three are possibles to put on my lid. Nice copper. That's called, again, I'm going to just show you the name. Because they'll think I'm swearing. It's a cocktail with tomato juice and vodka in it. A Something Mary. That sounds like you might be swearing. Okay? So there's that one, which I might incorporate. I think I shall. And then I've got Light It Up. Lucy saying, hi Nina, has Mitchell brought out an olive shade gel glaze? I thought I saw him mention it at some point. Oh, if they've made it fragrance. No, I don't think there's no fragrance that I can detect in any of it. Right, then we've got Light It Up, which is that. I think that might go into the... It was in the mystery bags, Lucy, but not as a shade to buy yet. Aha. There we go. That's the thing. He brings things out in the mystery bags. And then it's a while. And then I've got Peach Dusk. So I think I'm going to do the other two on my lids. Because I want a coppery golden look. This lid is definitely a little bit faulty. You know the insert? It keeps coming out and then you can't get the lid back on. And you've got to be careful with these because they could dry out if you don't put the lid back on properly. I'm going to have to do that after the live. Right. I'm going to put this copper one on first. Called the drink with tomato juice and vodka. Something Mary. If you know what I mean, say it in the comments, ladies. Because you can say it in the comments and you won't be struck off. But if I say it on my live, they'll think I'm swearing. That's lovely. She's bought the Fire Rose quad back. Oh, do you know what? I'll do a video on that tomorrow then. Because it is lovely. Yeah, he's not... Well, he said he's not restocking his satchels anymore. No, not tomato smoothie. Vodka and tomato juice. Yes, something like that. And you're being careful as well, aren't you? Just in case. That is lovely. Look at that. In fact, you know what? I'm going to put that over the entire lid. And then I'm going to layer the other one on top. Because I'm loving this. Do you know what this would be a really good base for? If we want to mix brands here, this would make a really good base for the what used to be called the Dolce Vita palette from Charlotte Tilbury and is now called the Bella Sophia palette. If you put this on first and then put the Bella Sophia palette on, that would just be mwah. Yes, that's right, Nina. That's what it's called. That would work really well under the Bella Sophia palette. I will do a look with it during the week and I'll video it. And feel free to remind me if I forget. But it would work really, really well. Now I'm going to light it up and I'm going to layer that over the middle just to give me a pop more colour in the centre of my lids, because you know I like to do that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's gold, all right. Oh, the Colour Chameleons. Well, they make really good bases as well. The Colour Chameleons, they make really good bases as well for her quads. And you do get some good bargains in the sale. So if you want, I did a video about this once, about the Colour Chameleons that go with different quads. And again, I can repeat it because it may have been on my live. But if you wanted a good base for the Bella Sophia in the Colour Chameleons, you would go for bronzed garnets. Yes, bronze garnet. I'll do a list later on because, you know, at the moment, names just keep evading me and I get word blinds. But I've got them all in my head. I can see them all in my head, but it's the names that just won't come out. And then you've got different palettes. So you've got like the other one is the palette from Uptown Girl. Uptown Girl works really well with there's a sort of grey one that I use a lot. I'm going to find it here. Dark Pearl. Dark Pearl works really nicely under Uptown Girl. But if you wanted to save yourself some money, these are a lot cheaper. And if you're using them as a base, then why not get one of these instead? These are great. I love Colour Chameleons. But I'm just saying, if you're using them as a base, then it's a way you might want to economise and then get the palette of Charlotte Tilbury and then get a Made by Mitchell base, because that is going to look beautiful under that palette. Just thinking about ways you can save money. And Made by Mitchell is a lot more affordable. Now, this looks coming together, I think. Bear with me a minute. I wanted to get my blush palette. Now, what I love about the blush palette, or the blush palette, is you've got all your cool tones on this side and all your warm tones on this side. So this is obviously quite a warm look, right? So I'd be using these, although I love these. I do love these. I love my purples, as you know, but today is quite a warm look and I'm wearing sort of quite warm clothing, although this has got a bit of a purple undertone. So, you know, I could get away with possibly. You're going to watch the replay for sure. Hello, Terry. You forgot it was Thursday. Never mind, Terry. So I'm going to use, Nina, which shade would you like? Nina knows all the colours. Which shade do you want me to use from the blush book? Do you want me to go completely mad and use one of the cool tones? Or shall I stick with a warm tone? And if so, which colour? And actually, if anyone else can read the shade names, you can tell me. So look, I'm going to show them both. You tell me what you'd like me to put on my cheeks. Anyone else, pick a colour to put on my cheeks. I'll show you those first. Just go with what you feel. Okay. That's very tactful. Yeah, I think warm. Top left. Well, if we're going for warm, do you mean this one? Or you'd say in this one, Terry? Let's pick one of these. Which one of these would you like? I want you to pick for me. So we're going with warm. Just tell me which one to pick. Nina's saying any. She's leaving it up to me, but I want you guys to pick for me. Top left or bottom left? Okay. Let's do both then. So, bottom left is terracotta. Top left is Thrilljoy. So I'll do a bit of both because terracotta is almost a bronzer. So I'll put that on first. And then you know how Charlotte always has on her cheek to cheek, she always has two blushes and one's lighter. I'll do it that way. So I'll layer them. So I'm putting this terracotta 2s I'm putting on now. Oh, Sharon's just said Thrilljoy. Where's Thrilljoy? Yes, that's the next one I'm putting on, Sharon. Making me blush. See how pigmented it is. Okay, we'll do a pop of that in the end so that we can see as many shades as possible. So now I'm going to put on Thrilljoy, picked by Terry and Sharon. And I'm going to layer that over the top and slightly further up. Oh, nice. I do like the way that they reflect a little bit on the skin. I did think at first it was only in the Holly collection that they did that, but actually it's all of them. Yeah, I wonder what's happened to Stacey. I hope she's okay. Right, and now Making Me Blush, which is super pigmented apparently. I'm going to put a little pop on the centre of my cheeks. And I'm going to be a bit of a wuss because of what Nina's just said. Oh, yes. Super pigmented. Right, so I've just dotted it and now I'm going to blend it in. Very pigmented. Very pigmented indeed. I know everyone takes their blushes really high these days, but I actually quite like it a bit further down. I don't know why, but you like what you like, don't you? You know, remember when we did the Queen, and the Queen always puts her blush, well, she did, God bless her, and rest in peace, Your Majesty. She always put her blush up there, right, almost like a highlighter. Now, what I'll do for the highlighters, talking of highlighters, because I love these. Now, again, I've forgotten what these call, but, you know, our superstar Nina's going to inform us because there's different blushes and some are very shimmery highlighters and some are more of a glaze. And I know which ones were in a certain collection, but I don't know what they're called, how you distinguish them from the other blushes. So I'm going to get them out and then Nina will fill us in on the details. I think I need to separate some of these so that I've got them in the highlighter. At the moment, I've got them all together. Let me just put those there for a minute, because we're looking for highlighters right now. I'm pulling out everything but. That's one. That's another one. That's another one. Now, I thought I had all 4 of these, but maybe I don't. Right, these ones are called Pearl Twist, Donuts, Sprinkles, and the other one's called Biscuit Biche, isn't it? Now, I thought I had Biscuit Biche. I do. There they are. Now, what were these called, Nina? These were in a particular set, and he distinguished these as being more liquid something. Blush Gleam? Blush... I get confused. So there's a set where you can get the Biscuit Biche, Sprinkles, Donuts, and Pearl Twist. And I'm going to swatch them all for you. Some are Blush Glaze. I think these are the glazes. He bought them all out together as a different formula. And I think these give a more of a wet look. Let me just swatch them on my wrist here. So this one is called Pearl Twist. They're all highlighters. Pearl Twist. Donuts. Donuts. Yeah, they're more subtle. Then then he's got his infamous one that's silver, but it's very sparkly. Then this one's called Sprinkles. And then this one is called Biscuit Biche. And I think this is one of my favourites, but I might just use a couple, because I always lean towards Biscuit Biche, but I might go for one of the darker ones. Yes. Gorgeous Glow. So I'm going to put Donuts on, because I always go for Biscuit Biche. And you'll see what I mean. And I'm going to blend in a bit of the darker one as well underneath it. That's lovely. Look at that. So this is called Donuts. Yeah, I'm going to put some on my eyes. I'm going to put a bit of this one on. I'm going to use this to highlight under my brow. I love a good brow highlight. And then under this one, I haven't done my brows yet, but I think I'll do them after the live. And then I'm going to put a little bit in here and in here. By the way, if you want to see both of these lipsticks, I'm sure Rebecca's done a video, but also Stacey's done a video of both of these lipsticks. So if you want to see the other shade in the Elton John lipsticks, have a look at Stacey's video. I'm loving that. Now this one I wanted to Pearl Twist, which is the darkest one. I wanted to put a bit of that one under the other one here. Because actually I have a feeling this is going to look really nice on my skin tone. Because it's kind of, it's almost the same shade as my skin, but it's got like reflective qualities to it. Thing is, stuff's so multi-use that you know, you could put everything everywhere. Let's put a bit of that here. Pearl Twist is a blush glow, yes. So the pearl, all of these four were in the same, they were all released at the same time. I remember that. And they were all the same type. I just didn't know how to distinguish them, what he'd called them. So these must all be blush glows then. Donuts, Pearl Twist. I knew they were in a set. Or like if you go on his shop, they're all together in the shop. Now I haven't put that one under. Oh, did I put that one under here? I did, didn't I? Let's put a bit more. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is put a little bit in the centre of my lips, or the darker one. Right, before I finish, I'm sure you want to see this mascara, because I couldn't show it you last week. So this is the mascara. I've kept the box for now, but it's going to go out in a minute. It's called Lash Lacquer, and he does this in different shades. He also does a nude version, which is very good if you want to lighten your brows before applying your brow products. If you find that your brow products look a bit harsh, really, really good. But look at the wand. It's very, very slim and easy. So I'm just going to go over the top lashes first. And then the great thing about having this thin wand is that you can tight line with it. So I'm sure you all know what I mean by tight line, but if you press it, you can almost use it like you would use an eyeliner in the top waterline. So just sort of pressing it, first of all, into the waterline on the top of my eye, because that's immediately going to give depth and thickness. And then when I go in with the second coat, that's when I'll start brushing it through. But it's great because you can get into all those little lashes because the wand is so slim. Again, I'm just using this like I would in pressing it into the upper waterline. To give the depth to the eyes. And then now I'm just going to go in and brush it through. And he does a lovely cobalt blue in this. So you can see it builds up really well. See, a lot of the thicker brushes you can't tight line with. Now, the only thing he said one day on the live, which I don't agree with, he said, if you want to pick up more, he says, put the thing in and pump it. And I was like, no, don't tell people to do that. If you pump your mascara to pick up more product, what you're doing is forcing air into it, which does two things. It will dry out your mascara, and it will also introduce germs in there that you really don't want. So it's the only thing he said once. I thought, what on earth are you saying, Mitchell? Don't do that. Don't tell people to do that. I mean, if you want to do it, do what you want with it. But I wouldn't advise it personally, because the way I was taught was that's a big no-no. Unless you want dried out mascara with lots of air and germs in it, then by all means, pump it. Now, I had a liner of his that I forgot to show you last week. And I'm hoping this one isn't in my... Because I basically got... There's a deal on that you got 3 of these liners, the colourful liners, for £10. But you get random. But the thing is, if you've got a friend, like I've got my sister that buys a lot, if you go for these random offers, you can always swap. I'm going to put a bit of this teal because it's a nice contrast on the outer corners of the upper and lower lash line. In fact, I might take this one all the way along. I'll see how I feel. Just blend that a little bit underneath. I should have done this before my mascara, of course, but I've done everything in the wrong order. Oh, I like that. I think that might have to go in my lower waterline as well. I was dipping my toes in a bit. I love teal. Teal and purple are just such a lovely combination on the eyes. I'm going to take this in the waterline. I've decided. There you go. It's just, I love that thing of doing the, it's called a drop shadow, where you put a contrasting shade in the lower lash line. It's my kind of signature thing that I do all the time. Some people don't like it as a vibe. I love it. Now, I just feel like I need to, before I finish up, I need to put something a little bit darker up in there, because I've got hooded lids. If I can find my bronze book. Ah, there it is. I need just a little bit more shadow I feel. So I'm going to take this Deep Indulgence because although it's quite dark, it's quite a neutral, shadowy shade as well. So I'm just going to go over and I just wanted it a bit more shadow there. But you see, this is a great thing. You can tweak a look once you've finished it and think, what's missing? What do I want to add? Never be afraid of doing things in the wrong order. And I'm going to put a little bit of this Honestly Warm as well, just in that outer corner. Just to build up that shadow and make my socket look a bit higher up because of my hooded lids. So that is today's look. I will do my brows off the live, but I hope everybody's gone quiet. I hope you're still here. If not, anyway, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like the live and tell all your friends. And I'll see you all soon. If you've been commenting, you are there. Right, I didn't know whether sometimes the comments just stop because they're not coming through. But yeah, that's it. Don't forget to like the live and I'll see you all very soon. And I will do you a look using this Gel Gleam with Charlotte Tilbury's Bella Sophia. And I will also do a look using Fire Rose as it's been re-released so that any of you that are considering getting Fire Rose can have another look at it. All right. See you all soon. Mwah.